This is Kimberly with My Craft Spot, and today we are going to do a scrapbook page with Just Because cards. The one we're going to do is on page 69, and it's the When Life Gives You Lemons, Make Lemonade. The pattern cardstock is from Die Cuts with a View. It all came from the same pad of paper. It's the rustic pad. The title, the same one that's found on page 69, was cut at 4 inches, and the lemonade was cut at 5 inches. And all of its accessories were cut at 5 inches. And then I went to a different page. It's the card that's Pucker Up, and it's on page 73. So I cut out the lemons. I cut them out 3 times, so you can see. And then I just glued them together. All their accessories. So it's cut out at 2.5 inches, 2 inches, and 2.25 inches. So that's it. So let's get started building this page. I wanted to show you, patterned cardstock is kind of pricey, and when I find one that I really love, I want to only just use what I absolutely have to with it. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. And I'm going to show you how I build my page on a plain white cardstock that's not as expensive. And then I can layer it and glue it so that it turns out like that. Okay, first thing I did with each piece of cardstock was to ink it up. Now this is the tea dye color, and my little inking tool. And I just kind of played with all my different colors until I found one that was pretty much the same as the paper. It matched it really well. I didn't want to make it look too distressed. I just wanted to add a little bit of color around the edges. When you work with patterned paper, that helps a lot to keep the busyness down or define the edges. It also helps when you're joining 2 pattern pieces together, is to have a little strip of solid color. So those pieces are all inked up, so let's go ahead and I'm going to adhere this pattern strip first at the very bottom. And then I'm just going to adhere the top of this one for right now. Okay, so here's our solid color. And so that it's lined up just the way I want it, and I want the pages to match, I'm going to just slide it under, line it up, and press it down. Now that that's down, I'll go back and adhere the rest of that top pattern paper. So now they line up and they look like they match. I wanted to soften that edge just a little bit right there, so you can see how this one's a little lighter. It's because I have a piece of tulle. So I took the piece of tulle and just put it where I wanted it on the page and turned it over. And then I'm just going to go ahead and tape it down. Okay, and then where it's just tape, if it wasn't exactly where I had thought I'd put it, then I could just line it up again. And then with the tool, you can kind of just play with it until it's, I don't know if you can even see that on the camera. Okay, there, that's a good shot. Okay, so you can see the tool, and it just softens it a little bit. Let's do the title. I'll get my ink out again. I've already inked the yellow letters. The inking the letters is, when it's one of these big titles, it's kind of difficult. You may decide you don't want to do it. It's time consuming. So we've inked that. Now to stick on these bigger words, I really like to just use this one. Let's see, this was the Zig 2-way. This works perfect. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, and just line it up. I love how they have these words with the layers. It's so easy. And so then I'm going to stick the other letters on. Line those up. And if you're having a hard time lining them up, sometimes, especially on the littler ones, I just stick them to my piercing tool, or if you have a sticky pin, and just line them up that way. It makes it so that you can see what you're doing a little bit better because your fingers are out of the way. Okay, so we'll just move our title up there. And let's get on to the lemonade. That was my favorite cut on this one. That's why I wanted to try it. Okay, when I was looking at this cut on the cartridge, I really wanted to make it look like it was glass. And to be a glass, it has to be kind of see-through. And this one, frosted glass, I guess, because I used vellum. And this is a thick vellum. You can kind of hear it. It's the thickest vellum you can buy. I don't know what size it is. I just know that when I went to my local scrapbook store and looked at the vellum, I just picked the heaviest one. It would also be kind of cool with a clear acetate or transparency sheet. So, but this is what I chose, and I went ahead and I notice I'm not re-inking this. One of the neat things about having a sponge or something is it keeps the ink in it, and then for lighter colors like yellow, you don't necessarily have to pick up any more ink from the ink pad. You just use the ink that's on there, and it gives it a little bit lighter ink coverage. So, and I'm going to do the lemon half wedge. And another tip is if you've got small pieces, you can just, like I said, don't dip it in the ink again, just go ahead and lightly in a circular motion. And then on the lighter ones, the straw, I was very careful to not, just to barely touch the edge on it. And by now, since I saved the white ones for last, there really isn't a lot of ink left on my ink pad. And then the red ones, I could probably use some more ink, but that's good enough for now. Okay, so let's build the lemon first. Let's just go ahead and stick it down there. Okay, let's just pour that right to the, oops, I gotta pick it up, I can't see it. Okay, now there's lines to line it up with, and I just missed it. Okay, the easiest way is to line that corner up right there with the corner. Okay, and then let's do the lemonade. Just line that one up, and once again there's the little lines to guide you as to where to put it. So helpful. And a little detail. And like I said, it's easiest to just line that corner up right there and then push it down. Okay, and let's build the straw. Okay, so I put the straw together, and we're just going to put that on. Alright, and the little highlighting thing. Now, if you've already covered up the other, there's still a guideline right there that I'm going to line it up with. And push that down. And there's our lemonade. Now, I did go ahead, because I wanted this to stand out, and ink along the edge of the vellum as well. And there's our lemonade. And it's ready to go on our layout. Okay, so we'll put that right there. And this is where our pictures are going to go. I once again just inked around the edges. And these have already been inked, so let's go ahead and build a lemon. Now for the bigger pieces, I'll do this. And I'm thinking that maybe I'm going to want to put the leaf on first, in case that lemon overlaps a little bit, in case the yellow does. Put that on top. Yeah, that was good. And then, like I said, you can use the piercing tool. This stuck on the end of my fingernail, so that was helpful. There's the lemon. Alright, so all of our pieces are done, and I still need to stick these little dots on. We'll do that, and there you have it. It's ready for pictures. Alright, thanks for watching.